going to be a bit sad. Next week is the first anniversary of the death of a good friend of mine, and she was a lot younger than me, so it sort of hits you hard. And this is what I wrote immediately after her best friend had rung me up to say what had happened. The prayer of an atheist on hearing of the death of a good friend. I don't believe in God, but still I rage at him for taking away someone so young, so good, who believed so strongly that God would give her the strength to fight her illness, who prayed and thanked God for life and all her blessings, even though her life was so hard, who was good and kind to everyone, praying for them through her own pain. Dear Lana, there will be a place in paradise for you, my friend, my good friend, who lived the meaning of loving your neighbour. Something a little bit jollier to bring you up. This is a monologue which is in the voice of a dog. It's in the voice of a Jack Russell, which, from my point of view, are the dogs with the biggest personality. Small dogs, but they're really 10 foot tall. And this is called The Tale of Snowy and Tintin. Every dog should have two names. My given name is Snowy. Not very imaginative or descriptive, as I am a brown and white Jack Russell Terrier. Some humans have the theories that a dog has a pet name that is used all the time, like Snowy, nice Snowy, good Snowy, lovely Snowy, all said in that lovely pet voice, and a harsher name if the dog needs to obey suddenly. Then it is Tintin that shouted at me. My two names reflect my alter egos, cute, pet-like Snowy and adventurous Tintin. I don't respond to either unless I want to. I am, after all, a terrier. My buddy or human companion is called Al. He's not my master, I am the master, and he's not my owner. I was bequeathed to him on the death of my previous human companion. As Al will often relate to anyone who is prepared to listen, I said to my mate, if you die, I'll look after your dog. Then the bugger went and died, didn't he? Al has what other humans often describe as a drink problem. He is sometimes a bit unsteady on his feet. He gets up late and spends a lot of time sitting around either on his own or with his mates, but he always makes sure that I am well fed and he walks me just the right amount. His mates sometimes give me a lot of fuss and sometimes ignore me completely. If I want attention or if they get too loud, I bark. If someone approaches them who is up to no good, I growl and bare my teeth. It usually works. The neighbourhood PCSO stops regularly to talk to my buddy and his mates. I give a little snarl just to show who's boss, but she's nice, so I allow her to stroke to me. I put on my cute, snowy face because sometimes she has doggy treats in her pocket. A nice woman in the charity shop gave Al one of those extending leads for me. That was fun. He knew how to extend it, but he couldn't work out how to retract it, so it got longer and longer, giving me more freedom to sniff. This happened at the neighbourhood barbecue, where I wandered around all of the neighbours' legs as Al tried to follow me. We got into a right mess, but I had been very restrained. I didn't jump up and pinch any sausages. Steve was my previous human buddy, nicknamed Spanner because he'd been a mechanic. He was always talking about retiring to Spain. He did move there a few years ago with me. Now, when I say with me, I was given an injection which made me sleepy and put in a box which went into what Spanner called an aeroplane. When I woke up, it was dark. Well, us terriers love to sleep, but if we hear a noise, we've got to investigate. It could be a mouse, a rat, or a cat, or even a rabbit, something that we've got to chase. but I couldn't get out. Sharp terrier barking brought no one, not even a cross person telling me to shut up. After what seemed like ages, there was a loud noise, I heard voices, the box was lifted up and opened. A man tried to pick me up, but I put on my scariest Tintin face and growled ferociously, baring my teeth. The man jumped back and I was off. I heard shouts of, "Hola, deja el perro," which I later understood to be something like, "Hey, stop the dog," in Spanish. Well, of course I didn't stop. I ran away, and as intrepid Tintin, I started exploring. It was very warm and I found some interesting things to chase, but nothing to eat. When I got bored and hungry, I went into a big building where there were lots of people. I put on my cute snowy face and got fed some tidbits, but then someone tried to catch me, so I slipped away and found a quiet place to sleep. That was my routine for a couple of days, but I missed my buddy, so I allowed myself to be caught. Very soon I was reunited with Spanner, who was pleased to see me, but very cross with the man in uniform who handed me over. As he carried me away, he shouted, "I paid you a lot of money for the safe transportation of my dog, and you let him escape. You haven't heard the last of this. I demand compensation." Spanner and I lived quite comfortably for a few months, but he got bored and wanted to return to his mates in England. He told the guys in the bar, "I'm not going to put Snowy on a plane again, not after those bastards charged me an arm and a leg to crate him up, and I still lost me bleeding dog." Spanner bought a big jacket and I snuggled into an inside pocket. Good job I'm not a German shepherd. And we got on a coach for the very long journey home. I was told to be good and quiet, otherwise I'd be taken away and put in a nasty little cage in a quarantine centre for months. I was good, I was very good, and so quiet. Spanner had a supply of treats in another pocket and he sneaked them to me. We had a few stops where we found a quiet place where I could have a pee and a little drink of water. Eventually I was let out of the coat in full view of everyone and put on a lead. It was so good to get my paws on the ground again. When we got home, all of Spanner's mates were pleased to see us. They gave me more fuss, alternately telling me what a good doggy I was and how I was so naughty to escape from my crate in the plane. A few months later, Spanner suddenly became ill and died, and that's how I got my new buddy Al. And that is the tale of Snowy, also known as Tintin, a well-travelled little dog who is now happy and content as a terrier can be.